Hello everyone, and welcome to another video on Kali Linux series, where we are going to talk about how we can compress and decompress files and how we can group together or we can archive different files and then how we can extract them. So all these concepts and topics we are going to cover in this particular video. So let's start by opening our terminal here and let's understand the concepts of file compression first. You know that the size of files can be very big, and if you want to compress them, if you want to reduce their size, then you can compress them using different tools on your Linux machine as well. So for example, as you can see, we have a lot of files available here, a lot of folders present here. And for example, I want to compress all of them, or I want to compress few of them, or just I want to compress a folder. So let's talk about a folder that we have here known as Wi-Fi. If I hit enter, you can see there are a lot of files present inside this folder, and this is the folder. And let's say I want to compress this. I want to compress the contents of this folder. So I can use a tool called as zip, and this tool can help me compress these files. So let's understand. First of all, we have to provide the output file name. So let's name the file as compressed.zip, and then you can name anything. Just make sure you provide the extension as zip, and then you can specify the input file or folder. So if you want to compress a specific folders file, let's say I have this folder and I want to compress all the files which are present inside this folder. So I have to specify the name of the folder followed by / and then asterisk. So this will compress all these files inside this folder. If I hit enter, you can use again the ls command, and you can see that the Wi-Fi folder is still present there. But apart from that, you will also find a file with the name as Wi-Fi dot or compressed. Basically, we name the file as compressed.zip. So this is the file which is now has all these contents which were available inside this particular folder. So zip is a very powerful tool that can help you compress the folders and the files present inside those folders. Let's say I want to compress some files which are present here. So we have, let's say we have some JPG images over here. Let's see how many we have. 2, 3. Okay, so we have around 3 JPEG images present here. So let's say I want to compress them. So for that, we are going to again use the zip command. So I'll type zip. I'll name it as images.zip, and then I'll mention *.jpeg. So this is going to compress all these 3 images with the name as images.zip. So zip tool can help you compress files as well as compress the contents of a directory. Now we have 2 files. We have, let me show you. We have all these zip files, out of which we are going to focus on the compressed.zip and the images.zip. So let's copy both of these files into any other directory. So I'll just copy them. I'll first copy the compressed.zip into let's say a folder known as videos. So I'll specify the name of the folder as videos. It's a capital V, so I'll make sure I provide a capital V. Or better, it's better if we move the file so that we do not have multiple files present. So I've moved it completely. And now the second file that I want to copy or move basically is the images.zip. So now let's move to the videos folder. And here we have all these files present here. So let me remove all other files which are here, like this E and this blue.hash. Now we just have these 2 files. So let's understand how we can decompress them. So as we compressed using the zip tool, we can use the unzip command to decompress them. We'll use unzip followed by the name of the file, that is compressed.zip. If I hit enter, you can see that you have that Wi-Fi folder, And if you ls here, you will find all those files that were present earlier in the Wi-Fi folder. Okay, so yeah, it's the same thing. The next thing is, let's try to decompress the images.zip as well. So for that, I'll type unzip and then images.zip. So as soon as we hit enter and hit ls, you will find all those files and images present over. So this is how we compress and decompress files using a tool called as zip. Moving ahead, now let's talk about another tool that can help you compress files, and that the name of the tool is gzip. So let me go back one folder, or if you want, we can stay here only and let me show you the contents and how we can compress files and folders using gzip. But please remember that this tool can only compress files, not folders. So that is the main thing about this tool. So if I add ls here, then you will find all these files present here. So let's use this tool, gzip, to compress all these JPEG images. So I'll just mention *.jpeg. And if I hit enter, if you hit ls now, you can see that the original files have been compressed. If we talked about, like we discussed in the case of zip, it didn't compress the original files. But as you can see here, this tool gzip compressed the original files. As you can see, okay, it replaced the original files and then compressed them. If I try to compress the contents inside a folder, so I'll just show you. Let's run the gzip command again with the Wi-Fi folder followed by a / and then an asterisk. If I hit enter, so what will happen? You will find the Wi-Fi folder is still present here. And if you ls inside the Wi-Fi folder, you will find that all the files have been compressed. So all the original files have been compressed using the tool name as gzip. So this is how we compress files using gzip. Now let's talk about how we can decompress them. So let's say we have all these compressed file available here and I want to decompress them. So I'll use the tool called as gunzip, or you can call it as gunzip or gunzip, followed by the name of the files. So I'll just mention like *.jpeg.gz. As you can see, these files have an extension of gz. So if I hit enter and hit ls, you will find that all those JPG images have been decompressed. And same thing we can do for this Wi-Fi folder and the files which are present inside it. So I'll use something like this. And if I hit ls here, oh sorry, not here, but in the Wi-Fi folder. So if I check the Wi-Fi folder, you will find that all the files have been decompressed. So this is how we use gzip, zip, unzip, and gunzip, all these tools for compression and decompression of files. Now, after that, we are going to talk about the concepts of archiving. So for that, we can use some files which are available here and we can create an archive here. So if you want to create an archive means grouping or group of a file or group of multiple files. If you group multiple files of similar type, then you can call it as archive. So if you want to generate archives, then we have a very powerful and popular tool called as tar, where we can use some options like cf to create a new file with the name, whatever name you want to create. So let's say, let's create a file with the name as archive.tar. The extension that you have to remember here is .tar. So this is the extension of the archive files, followed by the input files. So let's input the images here that we have like JPEG. And if I hit enter, if you hit ls now, all these original files will be present here, but yes, you will find another archive file with the .tar extension available here. And this particular file has your these three files like grouped together. Okay, like if you want to group these files, you can use the tar tool to create an archive of them. Now, this archive can also have let's say you want to list the contents of this archive, then we can use something like this. If I want to list the contents, then I can write tf. So this tf will let me know that what all files are present inside it. It will let me know the name of these files. Now, let's say I want to create an archive, but I want to compress it also. If you want to compress and create an archive, then also you can use the tar. So for that, you can use -CZF. So C, as we already used for creating a new file, Z for compression, and this F for specifying a file, a new file that we are creating. Let's call it as archive. So this is for compressed archive dot. Now the extension will be TGZ. So TGZ means tar compression. So then we'll have to specify the JPG images. So I'll just mention it as *.jpg. So this time again, it will create a new file with the name as compressed archives. And let's, like, if you want to check the size of these files, if they are compressed or not, actually, you can see if they're compressed or not. So archive.tar has the size of 18,424, like this is 1,84,000 something. And then if you see the size of a compressed file, then it is 12,000 bytes only. So that is definitely, sorry, 1,20,000 bytes only. So that is something we have done, we have achieved using the archiving process. So that is like, that is what you can do with the help of this tool called as tar. Now we have two files whose content we want to extract. So we can extract the contents of these files by simply using the tar command itself. So we'll specify tar hyphen. This time we do not want to create a file, so I'll specify X for extracting files from the file with the name as archive.tar. If I hit ls, okay, for now you already have these files. So let me remove these images here so that you can properly see that we have extracted them. So I've removed these images, and now let's run the same command again, which is tar-xf archive.tar. So X is for extracting the files. If I now hit ls, you will find all those files again present on your this videos folder. And if you want to like get the contents out from this compressed archive, then you can use the tar command followed by xzf, and then you can specify the comp archive.tgz. So if I now hit enter, again, we already had the files, so let me remove them so that we can actually see the files. If you now hit ls, you don't have the files. Let's run the same command, and if you hit ls now, you again have the same files. So tar is again very powerful tool that you can use, and there are like a lot of options that you can use with tar that you can explore using tar-l. Any tool that you are using will help will have a help menu that can help you understand what kind of commands that tool can support. And you can simply type --help, and then you can see there are different options, there are different commands, and tar is really a very big tool that you can explore for performing a lot of tasks. So as you can see, it's a never-ending tool which has a like good help menu that can help you understand the concepts of this tool. So this is what we have covered, or we have to cover in this particular video, where we have talked about compression, decompression, archiving, and extracting all files and folders. So I hope that the concept of this particular session is clear to you guys, and yeah, that is all for this video.
If you want to join the live practical focus training on Kali Linux, then you can contact us on the number shown on the screen.